Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Mornings with Granny. Hope you guys are doing okay. It's been a few days since I was on. We had the snow, and then Monday, Gizmo had to go to the doctor. He had an ear infection he kept scratching at, and his skin was getting, I guess, raw where he was scratching so much. So I took him to the doctor, and they packed his ears full of what looked like axle grease. Gave him a shot and gave him prednisone, antibiotics, allergy medicine, and he's been sleeping very well for the last couple of days. That first night he was snoring. I guess it was a relief because he wasn't scratching. But he's doing okay. He's over there in my chair sleeping right now. But anyway, I thought we would talk about inflation, shortages, saving money. First thing, of course, is to adapt, and I'm going to give you a good example of this. I had one of my family members going to the grocery store last week, and they come out, they went to two, told my mom there was nothing in the grocery stores. I went after that. The stores are 80% stocked. Now, I realize some grocery stores in some areas are out of a lot of stuff, but ours is still about 80% stocked. This person had went in for whatever, and they didn't have what they wanted, so therefore the grocery store was out of everything, according to them. My thing is, if you go in, let's say, all right, they were out of French fries. Okay, let's say you go in to get French fries. Do they have potatoes? Take a knife and cut them up and either oven bake them or fry. Use some French fries. It's cheaper anyway. You go in to get bread. They don't have the kind you want. Get a different kind. Go to the deli. Look in there. Go to the refrigerated section. Canned biscuits and all. Go to the frozen section. Texas toast. Sometimes they have the dough in there. They have rolls. They have biscuits. Buy some flour. Go home, make your own. Plenty of recipes on the internet. While you got it, print a recipe out, learn to do it. All you need is 2 hands and the ingredients. Don't have to have anything fancy. Adapt. And some people get mad at me for saying that, but adapt. Shop from your pantry before you go to the store. See what you've got and what you can add to it to make meals. Look at the sales paper before you go. When you go to the store, if you can't find what you want, see if you can order it online. Now, I heard the other day, and I haven't checked it out, I've shopped Costco for almost 20 years, but I heard that you can order online and not have a membership. I don't know if there's an extra fee or not, but you need to check it out because Costco does have some good prices. They have good clothes, and they have a good return policy too. Shop from Walmart or somewhere because Walmart, I think, is $35 order and you get free shipping. And I think Costco is a $75 order and you get free shipping. But like I said, check your sales, go to the store. They don't have what you want. Be adaptable. For example, if you go in and you're going to buy beef, well, maybe they're out of it or the beef is too high. Look at the pork and chicken. You want chicken breast? They don't have it. Get chicken thighs, chicken legs. Get something else. You go in for a name brand soup. They don't have it. They got the store brand. Get it. Save you money anyway. Okay, I got a list here, so I'm going to go through and try to keep things in a little bit of order. So, all right, we talked about that. We talked about the sales, learn how to forage. And by that, I mean, when I was young, my grandmother, we would go out and pick poke salad. She would go pick creasy greens. There were wild mustard greens. Some people had what we call the old-timey pear trees in the yard, and they didn't want the pears. You ask and see if you can get them. We would go in the woods and get, back then we could find black walnut trees, or ask friends if they had pecan trees, or maybe a business if they had pecan trees. If they're not getting the pecans, can we get them? I lived in a place one time where there was about 20 pecan trees in the yard, and the owner told me that we could have half the pecans if we picked them up, give half to them, and we could keep half. So that's what we did, me and the kids, and we would keep what we wanted out of them, and we would sell the rest, and the kids made a little bit of money off of that. Don't hurt to ask. I mean, maybe your neighbor's got an apple tree and they don't use them all. Or like my aunt's got a fig tree and she has trouble giving the figs away because she gets so many. Plant a garden. If you got room, plant a garden, or plant a container garden, or just grow your herbs. Just do something to help yourself. Eat meatless meals. We all know that. I don't care that much about meat. I mean, I like it once in a while. Eat beans and rice and some kind of green or something. Have a salad with a little bit of meat sprinkled on it. When you're cooking, let's use spaghetti sauce for an example. Instead of putting a pound of meat in that spaghetti sauce, put half a pound. I have fed 5 of us by taking 1 hamburger patty, breaking it up, frying it in some oil with onions, making gravy, putting it over rice, and having some green beans or something with it. And that was just off of that 1 piece. I have took 1 piece of chicken and done the same thing. Save your bones. We all know that. Make bone broth, soups, stews. If you buy, for example, pork chops on the bone, take the pork chop and cut the little center pork chop out, and then save your bones and make broth with it. And use it for stews and stuff. Save your bacon grease. Makes good flavoring. Some people render down the fat off of their meat. I've never done that. I have used the fat off of meat for flavorings, but I've never rendered it down, so I couldn't tell you about that. But there's plenty of YouTube videos out there, and you can always just type it into Google. All right, we went over that. Let's see what else we got here. Let's talk about your electric bill. Now, my electric bill, for example, last month was $69 or $65. It was one or the other, but the total bill was $94 because the rest of it was fees. Now, you can cut back on your light bill by turning your lights off, watching TV less, for example. Turning your thermostat up or down. They say it saves 5 to 10% for every degree, whichever way it goes, up or down. Hang your clothes out instead of drying them. They said an electric dryer runs for an hour. It's 25 to 75 cents, depending on where you live. Gas dryer, the average is 12 cents an hour. So you could hang your clothes up and save. You could also save by washing in cold water instead of hot water. And as far as laundry goes, cut your detergent in half. You can save money that way. Unless you're a mechanic or you're working out in the yard or you're doing some really dirty job, you don't need as much detergent as they say use. So use half of it. I buy softener. Some people don't use softener. You can get wool balls. I've got the little plastic ones that go in my dryer, but I do have softener I put in my rinse cycle. Now I take a bottle of Downy or whatever I've got, and I have an old bottle, and I pour half of the new bottle into the old bottle, and I fill both of them up with water. So I get twice as much. Sometimes I get 3 or 4 times as much. It depends on how thick it is. You can do that, or just cut out the softener. You don't have to have it. All right, let's see what else we got here. I got a list, but I didn't put it in order. Another thing to do to save money is consolidate trips. I know people that'll run out and get one thing, and 2 hours later they're running out to get something else. Make a list, combine it with your errands if you're going to pay bills or whatever. Get everything at one time. Maybe you could ride with a neighbor or some family member that's going, and you could save gas that way. Maybe they drive this week and you drive next week. For example, Mom and I, when we go to thrift stores, one week we drive her car using her gas. The next week we drive my car. So we take turns. Okay. Another thing you could do is exchange services. By that I mean let's use spaghetti again. Maybe you're cooking a meal today and you can make an extra meal for the neighbor next door. Well, maybe for that meal, she carries you to the doctor next week. You could exchange services, or maybe she cooks you a meal next week. But exchange services, learn to barter. Maybe she's got sugar and you need some, and maybe you got flour and she needs some. Exchange. Maybe she needs a babysitter. Maybe you need a ride to the grocery store. Exchange. Another way to save money is to cut open your empties. And I know you're probably saying, what? If you have a tube of lotion or a tube of toothpaste, when you get all you can out of it, cut it open. And you can still get enough sometimes for a week or two. Now, when I was out of work, I lived with a friend, and she would throw her shampoo bottles and her conditioner bottles into the trash. I'd go in there and get them, add a little bit of water to them, and I could wash my hair, which I know my hair's short, for a couple of weeks. Didn't cost me anything. So think about that. Plus, use half of the shampoo, they say, unless you really need as much as they say. Usually about a dime size is enough. Save your soap slivers. I use bar soap. I don't like liquid soap because to me it's a waste of money. Bar soap lasts longer. I save the slivers, and you can either grind them up, put them in a bottle with some water, make liquid soap. You could add them to your detergent, or you could piggyback that little sliver on top of another bar, and I do that too. Save that. Don't wash your hair as much. That's one way to save on shampoo too, is don't wash your hair as much. In the wintertime, I usually wash my hair twice a week. Summertime, 3 or 4 times a week, depending on if I've been out in the yard or not. So think about that. And going back to your clothes, as far as washing clothes, wear your clothes more than once. Don't put on clothes to go to church for an hour and then turn around and throw them in dirty clothes. You could wear those clothes 3 or 4 more times. Just switch out your pants or your top and make it look like a different outfit. Plus, it saves on the wear and tear of your clothes. And speaking of clothes, go to the thrift store and buy clothes, or wait for sales. Sometimes you can buy clothes at Belk's and all for 90% off. Wait for sales. Be patient. Unless it's something you have to have absolutely right then, wait for a sale, or just keep watching the thrift stores. You can get clothes for $1.50 sometimes at thrift stores or yard sales. So that's what I do. I just keep waiting and looking. I bought a nice coat a while back. I had the same coat for 15, 16 years. And I just wanted a different coat. So I took that one, gave it to the thrift store, and bought another one for $3. I had a dollar scarf I put with it, and I had some gloves my dad bought me probably, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago. Gave them to me for Christmas. I put those gloves with it. There you go. Had an outfit for the $3 I spent then and for the dollar on the scarf. Just be patient. Just check. You can find dishes, appliances, curtains, blankets. Just be patient. Like I said, shop the after holiday sales, like after Christmas and all, because you can find really good deals. All right, let's see what else we got down here to save money. We went over the cut open the empties. And speaking of shopping thrift stores, you can also shop FreeCycle, and if you have Facebook Marketplace. Another way to save money is to drop cable. I know you guys know this. I have a Roku, and I also have Hulu. I pay $6.99 a month for, and that's all I really need. So, and I have Netflix, but my daughter pays for that. You can get an antenna. You can pick up local channels. I usually get enough local news off of YouTube. I don't have to worry about it. Now, my mom went and dropped her cable and got an antenna from the cable company. She paid $250 one-time fee, and that was it. It was free after that. She gets about 60 channels. So that's one way of doing it. Or just turn the TV off. Play games, play board games, read, call your family, talk to your neighbor, work in the yard. Save that energy. You can entertain yourself by either renting movies, going to the library, getting movies. I have bought DVDs from the thrift store for $1. You can read. You can buy books like I do for 10 cents each, and then I take them and trade them for something else. Or you can get books from the library. There are apps on your phone and your computer. You can read books for free. You can exchange books with your family, your neighbors. You get tired of reading this author, then maybe your aunt or somebody's got a different author, and you can say, hey, I got this author over here. You want to change for a while? And the same thing with clothes. Have a clothing swap. It gives you different clothes to wear. Go look in your closet and make different outfits out of what you've got. And if you can sew, which I hate sewing, which is funny because all my family, the women, sew. But I cannot stand sewing. But if you can sew, you could take your old shirts, t-shirts, make quilts, make what they call unpaper towels. You could make all kinds of things. Just save you scraps, save you buttons and all too. Okay, I think that's about it. Most of these things, I know you guys know this. The only other thing I could think of was pay off your bills, of course. Put a little bit of extra money on your bills, especially the ones with high interest, because you'll be saving money because you don't have to pay the interest. It's like I told you I was trying to pay a little bit extra on my house each time. The interest rate's not that high, but it's the only bill I have besides utilities, so I've been able to put $25, $30 a month. It doesn't seem like much, but it'll knock about a year off the end of the loan by doing that. So try to do that. Put a little bit of extra every time you can. In the comments, if you would, tell me ways that you save money, because I know there are many, many more ways, and you guys have some brilliant ideas. So put that in comments below. And I wanted to see if I can find where it's at. There's a Bible verse I wanted to read to you. It's in Matthew. I think it's Matthew 25. Let me see if I can find it. My memory's not that good anymore, so I forget where things are at sometimes. Let's see. Let's see if I wrote it down. Oh, Matthew 6. It's Matthew 6:25. I had it backwards. Well, Matthew 6:25 says, therefore this is Jesus speaking, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what you shall eat, what you shall drink, what's on your body. Is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment? Behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, they neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much better than they? In other words, trust in Him, and He'll take care of all your needs. All right, guys. That's it for today. I hope you will take care. Stay safe. Stay well. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye-bye for now.